Hello, this is my Lord of the Rings Return to Moria Durin's Tower restoration in the Durin's Folk expansion. I'm at the top of the endless stair. I've got a full farm all along this southern side. We got a welling spring up here. Elven farm boxes, even a couple of elven trees to liven things up. Two holly trees flanking the entrance to the bridge, underneath the bridge, which is functioning as a bit of a guardhouse, ideally. And then I've got the vault up here. And then I've got windows all along here around the beacon and a bench so I can... And then I've got arches up here to line the bridge. And then I've walled off the whole courtyard up here and repaired all the pillars. Got a full warehouse up here, and this is pretty much a full base. I've even got a bit of a Yuletide setup up here. And this is also delving because it was needed for the monuments anyway. So at least the circle. So, and then I just put the vault up here anyway. So I figured I might as well make it a delving. And then got a full cooking setup around the hearth. And then all the crafting and storage around here. And then I made sure to enclose these colonnades. And then for the back side here, I made sure these were double high arches all along here because it looked like they were supposed to be. So that's what I did. And then the other colonnade over here. And then this is a bit of a armory, at least for displaying armor. And then this side has my rune table and ink grinder and even some storage for wood and trophies. The upper floor I'll show off on the other side, and that is specifically a bed and minor armory for weapons if I so desired. And then the upper floor is plenty of windows, even access to the top. And for this side, because this window is here, I made sure to keep this open. And then I just mirrored it on the other side. And I've got a little bench and then plenty of windows to look out. And then got lights, crystal lamps on all the landings on both sides. Of the stairwells. And then I only extended this a little bit higher than what it initially was because I didn't want to get anywhere near the render limit for the skybox. And then I have my own personal cooking setup for a stove and roasting pit and oven up here, roasting pit and stove up here, and a tiled hearth, and then a little eating area up here if I so desired, if I want to do like breakfast, lunch, or dinner up here. And I initially had this as just a small hearth, but I decided that since a tiled hearth was enough to connect it to the rest of the base, I might as well just make it a tiled hearth and then add a bit more, slightly more infrastructure up here. And then I can look out all the way to the west to Holland, north to Branzabar, aka Karadras, and then east I can look at the Miramir and Bundeshatter. And then south is obviously just the rest of the mountains, and it gives a good look at the rest of the base. And then for the back side, I did do the basics of the back side of this, leading to the circle. I'd ideally want to potentially do more, but I'm not sure. Then we got a nice great look at the tower and the courtyard. Oh, so that's the render limit. Huh. Well, yep, that's why I wanted to make sure it didn't go too high, but look at the beacon and the vault. Then all my farming on that side, leading up to the gate. A bit of a gatehouse, and then here is my Durin's Tower restoration. Thanks.